You're listening to the Pine Room Podcast, the home of sports, gambling, entertainment, and whatever the hell else has gone on this week. So pull up a seat by the fire, crack open a cold one, and make sure to get your bets in. Welcome to the Pine Room.
All right, everybody, hello and welcome back to the Pine Room, episode 13. I got it right this time. Last time I said it was the 11th. No, I said it was 13th last week. It was only the 12th. Anyway, we're back here in the Pine Room. It's hot as shit, at least to me it is.
You've been working hard.
Everybody else is comfortable, and I'm sweating like a pig. We had a it feels to me like this week was really long since we've been doing this. Like, it feels like it's been a long time since the last time we sat down here. But we're here, and we're ready to go. We had a day on Sunday. We went over and we got some wood ready for, was that Sunday?
Saturday.
Mm-hmm. See, I'm getting my days mixed up. Saturday, back behind us, you'll see that eventually. We got a shit ton of logs, and we got to get those all squared away before the Pine Room, the actual opening season. We're kind of still in the preseason, this whole thing. But, we got a bunch of logs. A bunch of the guys went over and cut some trees up and split some wood. Had a good day. Then we had a good lunch at Jeff's house, and it was a good day.
Drink a lot of beers, too.
Yeah.
Shit tons of beers.
We had, these guys had subs from
Frederico's up in Steubenville, old school Italian place. Phenomenal.
Yeah,
really good. Thanks for the meatballs, by the way, Jeff.
Yeah, of course. Well, I'll pass that along to the wifey for sure.
Yes. And then Luke and I had healthy toast and peanut butter.
Oh, jeez.
And some good watermelon.
Yeah,
watermelon
great
was
watermelon.
unbelievable.
You guys better get that out of the way before the real Pine Room days start.
You said healthy toast. Do you mean rice cakes?
No. It was, I don't know, some kind of wheat toast.
Wheat toast, peanut butter on
wheat
it.
toast. Yeah, he treated me to a delicacy.
Sounds delicious.
It was good.
Joe was kind of excited when he was actually up there trying to get the peanut butter. You walk in and see the subs, and you're like, you know what? I think I want the peanut butter toast.
Yeah, and then I told Luke, though, it was really hard because I eat like an animal. So I was way done eating before you guys even started eating. So I got done eating, then I have to sit there and watch you guys eat these subs that look incredible. So I'm just staring with my mouth water, and then I was just sucking down watermelon like no.
What are you toning up for your trip?
I'm just trying to watch my figure. Anywhere
I
I
gained
can.
9 pounds last week.
I did. I was 203.
I still don't believe that.
I don't
There's
either.
No
All
way.
right.
It was water
No
weight.
way.
It was water weight.
100%.
Job,
Yeah.
I've been on this weird kick. Late at night, I've been craving this for some reason. I've eaten it a ton. Bananas with honey on top and granola. That's what.
Are you pregnant?
Sounds like a
Congratulations,
berry.
Sue.
Yeah, congratulations.
Just like in a bowl, like
No, just on a plate.
I get Taco Bell
Ew.
at night. I get it all the time at night. 2 cheesy gordita crunches right from Taco Bell.
And you don't have like stomach issues? Well, yeah, you kind of do.
No,
You
but not
kinda
like
do.
any like medical issues. No.
Who was talking
Not
about
yet.
that the other day? Because I'm not a Taco Bell guy, but they were saying that the prices of now Taco Bell.
Yeah,
Don't
don't you think their prices are going up?
I have no idea.
He just goes.
That's a shock.
Yeah.
All right. Well, wrong guy to ask.
They see Cooley pull up in the drive-thru and they say he's back. Charge him $42
Right,
for
exactly.
one
He has no idea. Yeah.
What was the one time we went in there and they were out of
They're out of beef. Yeah,
they're out of beef.
We can get you chicken.
I didn't know
What,
that
the one down here?
Yeah. I didn't know that there was a difference
Surprising.
between beef and steak at Taco Bell.
Yeah, they
What do you mean? Is there a
distinguish.
difference between hamburger and steak?
Well, like, what's the difference in as far as
You
like
mean
if
from
you
the animal?
like a steak
It's probably
taco?
goat
What's a steak
meat.
taco?
It's steak.
yeah, and then you get ground beef taco.
What do you mean? What's the difference?
But what?
Prairie
How's it?
dog meat.
What form does it come in?
The steak's like shredded cube, like sliced type, where the beef is
Like
ground,
a
right?
Philly cheesesteak, like that kind of steak?
Kinda, yeah. You never had the steak from down there?
No, I didn't know it was a thing.
I wouldn't recommend it.
It's like cut up steak.
What's the thing that on the dollar menu I get
The chicken chipotle melt.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah,
those
are
are
solid.
good. Man, I used to house like
150
4
calories.
Of those.
Great.
They
great
said,
little
I was
snack.
actually reading this the other day. They said Taco Bell is one of the only fast food places that actually have real ingredients, and that's even scarier if you think about it. If fucking
Wait,
Taco
I
Bell's
would-
gonna be
Wow,
the one.
I thought you'd say Chipotle
I know.
was
I'm
the one.
thinking,
That, wow.
geez. Well, I don't know if I guessed at the end of the day. Do you guys consider Chipotle fast food?
I listened to a podcast. I would say it's classified as fast casual.
Yeah.
Fast casual.
I think it is, because I don't think it's that great. So I'd say definitely
What would you
fast
say
food.
another? What would you call it?
A fast casual, so
Fast
like
casual.
Five Guys, Steak and Shake.
Okay.
It's you get it quick. You don't necessarily have to eat it in the restaurant, but like you can if
But they
you
don't
want
really have
to.
a drive-through.
Right, which they.
Well, yeah, that's why
there's
it's
no
fast
reason
casual.
that they don't have a drive-through.
Is
I can't
Subway-
figure out a
is
reason
Subway
why.
Fast casual. Yeah.
You would think Subway's
Yes,
fast.
fast casual.
But they have a
Even-
drive-through window.
Yeah, I was
Most
saying, they
of
have
them,
a
not all of
drive-through.
them, but most of them.
What about the Cheesecake Factory?
I've never been.
That's not fast.
I've never been.
And that's a highly overrated place.
They got unreal milkshakes.
Very
A
expensive.
lot of people take like dates up to there. Is that worth
Yeah,
it?
it's-
No.
it's
Yeah,
not fast.
if you took a girl there, she should dump you immediately.
It is overhyped
That's,
and
it's
very
cliched.
overpriced.
It's cliched. Oh yeah. Oh, I went to Cheesecake Factory. Oh, great.
Wait,
he's
good.
the one for me. Fuck
So
him.
if you take
I wonder how many relationships turned out well after that.
Dude, it's good. The Cheesecake Factory
it's
is
okay.
good.
It's
Matt,
okay.
you're not wrong. 'Cause
It's
I'm
okay.
single.
Wait, so you,
Oh, your relationship started out at Cheesecake Factory.
Wait
Oh,
a
boy.
second.
There you go.
The Cheesecake Factory is one of my favorite restaurants.
but you're saying
It's good.
I take a date to Cheesecake Factory. She immediately
Done.
should
Done.
shut-
Yes.
Done. You gotta
Well,
have
she
more
likes it,
class.
though.
You
Well,
can't.
she
You
likes
can't
it.
follow the trends. You gotta go somewhere under the radar. That's how you impress the girls.
Matt,
And
not
he should
all of
get
us, not all of us can afford Jeff Ruby's like you. And we're in
There's no
Louisville.
Jeff Ruby's around here. I mean, God.
All right, where would you go? Where would you pick it for a date here?
Perfect first date spot right here, Washington, PA Union Grill. Take the girl there. She'll have her top off before the meal's over.
Listen, everybody
Wait,
listen
at
up.
the table?
Yeah.
Well, maybe not that. Close.
Peeky me, peeky
It's a perfect
you.
spot.
Damn.
I don't think you'll be invited back to Union Grill.
Yeah.
Hey,
No,
Matt,
they listen. Me and Chris, we met the owner. We'd be invited back.
Yeah, 'cause
oh,
Matt-
he's probably doing time right now. I
Well,
think.
remember
but-
that though when we were
Good-
there
good
one
dude,
time,
good
and
dude.
He said
Yeah.
this is a great place to bring your girlfriend, your wife, even your mistress.
yeah, that says it all
So,
right
yeah.
there.
But
yeah.
wasn't he the dude, Matt? Wasn't he going completely against the grain during COVID and like kind of breaking all the fucking rules up
Well,
there? Like I think he was
I
like
think they did. I don't
he
know.
went
if-
rogue. I think.
No, they
Good
did
for
do
him.
that as
Yeah.
a restaurant. I'm not sure. I know at one point he was behind bars for some I don't know, it was tax evasion or whatever. But yeah, he bucks the trends. So
Good for him.
Yes,
He went
exactly.
rogue.
Yeah, that's-
yes,
A rogue manager.
Cools, I know you. I know.
Owner.
I know.
Owner.
We were talking about Taco Bell, and you would love this. We stopped in Louisville before Nashville this weekend, and it was 2 a.m. We couldn't find any food. Chase's buddy Nate Adrian, who played in Italy, he went back before us and DoorDashed a ton of Taco Bell. It was just sitting on our table when we got back.
We would get along great.
Good guy.
And there's no food down there at all.
what? Where were
It's
you?
just beer only.
In Louisville, at like 2 a.m, everything is just shut down.
I don't know. Chris and I found a spot. We went to Taco Bell, I think, at 2 a.m. after we went
we went to
from
that.
the Deuce.
In
They had
Louisville?
some sketchy bar called the Deuce. It was scary in there. Yeah, you better be ready to fight if you go in that place. But yeah, Taco Bell on the way home. Ace ate a bunch of
Ace-
those.
Ace was hungry.
The Cool Ranch Dorito tacos when they had those.
That was Jarrett.
He was slamming those things down, just drunk as hell.
What are places that are open other than Taco Bell? What else
Sheets.
is open?
Sheets.
Well, it used to be. I mean, COVID has shut a lot of that shit down. There.
Yeah,
like, and
you're
now
right, Jeff.
You can't even go like on Saturdays to get your tires done. Everything's open Monday through Friday.
Yep.
Now you can't get oil changes.
Yeah.
Literally everything's changed in the last 2 years. For the working person,
Yes.
it's a
Right.
pain in the dick.
It is.
really is.
Employee shortage doesn't help either. These places open later
Yeah.
and close earlier, so that's not a good combination.
Not a good combination.
So, like, as far as like, well, I didn't know that places are still closed on.
Yeah,
yeah.
100%. Like,
Oh, yeah.
twofold. It's because unfortunately nobody in this freaking country wants to work. But
Right.
second of all, too much free money. But we'll get into that later. But I just think at the end of the day, the business owners, I mean, they don't have a choice unless if they want to sit there and work 8
No.
days a week.
They're reducing their time open so they don't have to pay people, and they don't have enough good staff to have a place open 6 or 7
Here's
days
what
a
I'll
week.
tell you. My sister and brother-in-law own the Subway and the Walmart up at the Highlands, and they've had to shut down their store in the Walmart because they can't get people to work.
Really?
Subway too, the
It's-
biggest
I mean,
fast food chain in the world.
Do you think? And I said this when COVID was in full swing. Do you think businesses during COVID had found ways to make like their operation cheaper? Like, do you think they were at a point where they were doing online stuff, like cutting like actual in-person work, and they go, oh, this actually
Yes.
would
Without a
work?
doubt. And I think they've seen that. It's increased their bottom lines, which I do understand that. But here's the problem with that. What we do right now as a group, all of us getting together and look each other in the eyes and having normal conversation. We've already taken it away with cell phones. Now we're taking it away from the workplace. People can't be human anymore and actually have normal adult conversations because we're removing all that. I think it's great for the bottom line, but I think it's truly going to hurt our society in the future.
Yeah, the companies that had to find a way to adapt obviously they're still running, but what happened 2 years ago with COVID, not only did it change the entire world medically, the normal working person may never go back to work. People will work remote for the rest of and technology is just going to keep going. People are going to lose jobs, and people won't.
Robots are coming.
Yeah, I think with or without a pandemic, I think the world's way shifting
Well,
towards
this has just sped it up.
Yeah, you're right. Sped it up.
The robots are coming. I can't wait till I go through the drive-thru and there's robots doing everything. It's going to make my day.
I think, unfortunately,
Then nothing will get fucked up.
It's proven, though, that's the problem, is it's proven some positives in the business owner's eyes, which in return is going to hurt. And the other day, Cheryl was shopping somewhere, and they were the person was expecting her. Most of the time, it's a courtesy if the person wants to help bag.
Yeah.
The person was expecting her to bag.
Ooh.
And at the end of the day, that's what it's coming to. But here's the deal. Those people better be careful what they wish for, because just like you said, Matt, the robots are coming to take your jobs.
Listen, I don't feel sorry for any of them, because there's a lot of them that are too lazy to want to go out there, so hopefully they're the ones that lose out on the jobs when they eventually need to go get them.
I often, when I go to like Walmart or anywhere that has a self-checkout, I just go straight to that anymore.
Yes,
I don't
me
even
too,
waste my
Joe.
time
And
in
I'll
the
be honest,
lines.
we're in that same boat now.
Because, you can go in, you can just rely on yourself, boom, boom, you're done. You don't have to worry about
I
it.
hate the self-checkout. I can't bag for shit.
But I guess it depends on how much you have. If you're doing a weekly or bi-weekly run or whatever,
if
something.
it's like $300,
2 carts down and save a lot and scan it yourself.
Like you want to go in and get a pack of beef jerky and a pair of shoes, then I don't know why.
220
you get those two
Tony's
great
pizzas.
combo. It's a great
Oh,
combo.
I just gotta add. Cool said he can't bag for shit.
Well, like
I'll teach you how to bag, Tyler.
Like-
It's
like
not
they
that bad.
organize the bags right. I got milk and like chips in one bag or something. I don't know. Eggs in a gallon of milk.
Laundry detergent with his fruit.
I destroy everything.
eggs and topsoil together.
Eggs, topsoil, and
Because I
soap.
just throw it all in.
I think eventually, it's funny because technology in general is going up outside of the workplace. Like I remember, I saw a commercial I think last night where that like Alexa is now you can have Alexa all over your home, so you can have it in your lights, in your
everywhere.
music, in your TV, in your fridge. Now you can get it in your fridge.
I just hope they don't ever take it to where she's like an interactive robot that can sleep with you or anything.
That's
That's
like
going to be
Blade
pushing.
Runner.
Yes, yeah, we don't need any of that.
I don't know. Some of
Alexa,
us
time
could.
for bed. Yeah,
Some people
Chubb
might.
said some of us do.
come on now, Job. You take the girl to Union Grill, everything takes care of itself.
That robot will
You
take
don't
off her
need the
top two. Dan.
Right. Yeah.
Well, Jubb,
Easy as
think
that.
about the people who do what you do and what you went to school for. They won't ever have to go back in an office now.
Well, yeah. All the stuff that a lot of the work that I did through the pandemic through school. I learned, some of our professors learned that remote classing and remote working from your own workstation is far more efficient than having to lug everybody to the classroom, work for an hour, then leave. We could hop on, work for an hour. You don't have to worry about getting things set up. And all of my work, unless I'm like specifically hired to work in a workplace, all of my work can be done from home. So like that's just, to me, I think the pandemic, as far as people that are in my career path, are only going to go up because you're
your industry kind of started on that before COVID. Actually, it was trending that way. But like Jeff said, though, personal interaction. Like if you were doing work for me, I'd want to meet you and
of course,
get to know you.
Yeah.
That would make me as a business owner. If that was me, I would say I read people better and I would enjoy that. But you miss out on that now.
I gotta say, I think probably me and Cooley could agree. Probably Soup. Remote school was the greatest thing.
it was the best.
I would have loved every minute of it.
Thing ever.
Well, you guys still got to experience college life. Can you imagine, though, if you had like 4 years of isolation where you never got to meet people and party and stuff? That part was
that is.
But
true.
you guys got a good
Yeah, we
balance.
got
By that point in
3
your
years,
careers,
yeah.
you guys you were good with it just to finish up
that
that
was
way.
The last,
From March 16th when we went into COVID break until like the middle of that summer when everything was online, all we did was play video games.
That's great.
We didn't have any responsibility yet. We were all trying to get our degrees. It was you'd wake up, do a little bit of homework, video games for 12 hours.
Well, and I think that obviously the COVID in general was a bad thing. Like obviously, people getting sick and dying is not something that's good. But I think there was a lot of stuff. I think we look a lot of the negative when the kind of stuff like this happens. But I always say things happen for a reason. I think a lot of good stuff has come out of it too. Just because obviously think about it. In COVID, gas was what? $1?
$2.90.
Yeah, you weren't going anywhere, but still,
Now look at it.
yeah.
I almost lost my eyesight playing so many video games. during
Yeah,
COVID.
we did all this stuff here. This was all COVID stuff.
product
Obviously
of
not
COVID.
everybody's going to do that, but you just got to kind of
I'll be the cynical guy right now. And I know. And here's the deal. I totally get it. And good for you guys because obviously the experience for you guys was great.
Because we were 21 and 22 years old. That's nothing to do.
That's a big difference. But I'll go, for example, on having a younger kid at that time. So he completely missed out on a freshman year of high school. So like you guys said, building relationships and stuff like that. And let's be honest, if you had a good high school experience, that is some of the fucking best times of your life. So to miss out on that kind of sucks. And no disrespect to you guys or anybody else in society, nor am I smarter than anybody. But I do think we're going to find out this generation that went through that gap, there's going to be some issues.
The younger kids especially.
Oh, yeah. It already is.
There's going to be issues with smarts, because here's the deal. The general public should not be teaching anybody anything. So that means there was a lot of mom and dads, quote-unquote, teaching, or quote-unquote, a lack thereof, where the kid was trying to do it themselves. And I don't give a fuck how smart you are. Teaching yourself fucking calculus, algebra 2, there's no way in hell. So I think, unfortunately, we're going to see our society. We're already dumb enough. We're going to be fucking even dumber. From this
dumber, fatter, everything.
And I said that, I'm thankful enough that I am able to work where I'm able to work without being totally distracted, and I have at least a drive to do what I want to do. But I can imagine if I'm in a room where there's 10 other things, like if I'm outside of a classroom where instead of being inside a classroom where you're focused, where you don't have anything to bother you, where I'm in my room where there's 10 other things to distract me and keep my attention, I can see where grades, your attention span just tanks. I mean, I would, if I didn't have like the enjoyment that I got out of the work I did, I would have never got anything done, because I would have just played video games, watched movies, and done nothing.
Well, I could say for myself, like I think it was my last semester, and I think I had like maybe a couple gen eds that I had to take, and they were online, whereas I would have been in the classroom. I would sit at my desk and play Tony Hawk and have my class on one screen, and then I would sit and play Tony Hawk, the video game, on my other monitor the entire semester, and I can tell you that I didn't learn one thing.
I was just going to say that's not even learning, is it?
No.
Because you were more concerned about that game.
Oh my god! Well, the thing is that even in that class, you didn't have to turn your camera on, so it was like, it was like they didn't, I didn't care either. I could have went into
the teacher wasn't even there. What the hell are you talking about?
Just had something playing.
Yeah. And I think that technology, as far as remote learning, will get better, so that kind of stuff won't happen. You actually have to be present and doing your stuff. Like, he could have went out, went and got a sandwich, come back, taking a dump, doing whatever. Doesn't have to do anything. I mean, nobody would ever know anything.
And John, think about this too. You said,
the fucking
bombs over Baghdad.
Jesus, I thought we had a
replay of last night.
I thought we had a B-17 going over the.
That went over Wheeling Park last night.
Oh, we got to get into that.
That looked like the Tunguska blast in 1908 down there this morning when I went through there.
Yeah,
trees were snapped in half. It literally looked like aliens shot lasers through those trees. It was not a tornado. It microburst or something. It couldn't have been a tornado. No way.
What do you think? What did you guys think?
It could be from extraterrestrial.
No, there's no aliens. So they had
bullshit, Chris. I'm telling you right now, go back and look up Tunguska blast of 1908 in Russia and tell me that stuff doesn't look exactly like those trees out there at Wheeling Park.
I just asked these guys. I said, when I was driving through National Road, that had to be like 1,000 lightning strikes back to back to back.
How can that have been? That had to be almost like a meteor hit the earth.
I couldn't believe it. Unless the winds were 140 miles an hour.
Too bad.
Did you drive through Wheeling Park, Matt? Did you go through?
Well, I couldn't get through the gate. There was trees. You couldn't turn into the park when I went out there.
For anybody that doesn't live in Wheeling, or if you just somehow missed it, there was a massive storm last night, which would be what's today? Tuesday, Monday night.
Yeah.
I heard it. I didn't think much of it.
1 a.m. Eastern, somewhere.
It's the craziest. What I saw last night out my window, it looked like there were fireworks going on for like 10 seconds straight. Just lightning strike.
Meteor shower.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen lightning like that.
I'm not saying I think it's that, but it sure as hell wouldn't have surprised me if it was. So I'm just telling you, go out there, go find something else that looks like that. I looked up stuff all day today to try to find anything similar, and the only one I could find was that one.
Well, and it's weird that it's in such a concentrated area to me. Well, no. Well, what was the radius of that whole damage?
It was pretty much from Parkview, the Parkview lane extending, well, I guess you would say up to Philadelphia Middle School on both sides.
Oh, so that's a pretty big area.
So the aliens just kind of hovered right over that area, and then
they smashed the spacecraft into that area.
They were pissed off at some trees.
Yeah,
there were so many trees.
They shot them like lasers.
Yeah.
What could you? Do you guys think it was wind? Because I don't know how wind snaps a tree like that. We all seen that. The breaking point of a wind tree is small, isn't it? These were like gashed down the side, like long cutting laser down the side of
big trees, too.
Yes, big ones.
Well, I mean, it could.
Couldn't lightning just...
What exactly is a microburst?
I mean, lightning would have had to be like Soup said. Like, how many multiple strikes would that have had to have been?
It was like just boom, boom, boom.
It could have been. I mean, it could have been. But I don't know what that phenomenon's called.
How many trees were down?
Hundreds, thousands, maybe. I don't know how deep into the park.
I mean,
the cemeteries
throughout the main area.
Well, and then I was telling Matt, both of the gates for each cemetery on either side of the street were closed, and I know that the Greenwood has a ton of trees,
uprooted trees. I bet you there's bodies above ground in some of those cemeteries. I do. I believe. I bet there is. Those trees with the big roots down underneath tips up and forces up a coffin 6 feet out.
Do you have to pay for another burial if that shit happens?
I hope not. Hopefully that's covered under burial insurance.
Christ, you can't afford to die now. Christ, you got to pay for it twice.
Yeah, insurance companies are not happy right now.
They cover alien invasion.
They do.
I need to look at my policy.
It's in your flood insurance plan. Alien invasion's right there in the fine print.
So what was that? What Tunguska?
Tunguska in 1908 in Russia and Siberia. They think a meteor or something hit this entire forest and the trees that is snapped into pieces like immediately. And I don't know if it was like 60 square miles or whatever it was, but it was a large amount. Fortunately, it was a very desolate and non-populated area, but that's what it looked like to me out there. It's the only thing I could.
So was there an end result of the meteor itself?
They don't know. Like it just they said it broke into pieces. They actually found pieces of the thing, so they think, but that was in the early 1900s, and the Russians, they cover everything up anyway, so it might have been their own pre-Chernobyl, we don't know. But the trees were fucked up, and that's what they look like out there.
But you
today.
think, like, do the aliens, do they just have, like, one giant aircraft, or they have, like, a squadron?
I'm not sure on all the nomenclature of the alien society, Chris, but...
Well, Chris, I find that hard to believe.
You know who's flying that plane, right?
It probably is hard to believe.
The pilot's Gary the Rat.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
No, he was for what though? Oh, earthquakes. He was for earthquakes.
What? So I just looked up real quick. In meteorology, a downburst or a microburst is a strong downward and outward gushing wind system that emanates from a point source above that blows radially in a big circle. So it looks like a big upside down explosion. It may sometimes be confused with a tornado, where high velocity winds circle a central area and the air moves inward and upward.
Yeah.
These usually last for seconds to minutes.
I just looked up tornado. If you guys look up pictures of tornadoes, I couldn't find anything that looked like that today. Like tornadoes level houses and rip roofs off. This didn't do that. It's just snapped like 25 trees right here in your backyard and your house was fine. I don't understand that.
I need to get educated right now, and I feel like my vocabulary is pretty decent. But what the fuck is nomenclature?
Nomenclature.
I know that term. But
it's like
I've actually never
if you were
going to
say like. If you're trying to learn a new language and you don't know all the nomenclature of that or whatever, it's just the nuances of the language or dialect or whatever particular topic you're discussing. You don't know all the ins and outs of it. Basically.
Okay.
Or the fine
I appreciate it.
Word of the day. Nomenclature.
I like it. That was pretty
solid. I think I remember Tyrion used that in Game of Thrones one time.
Yeah. You want the definition?
Yeah. There you go. Jarrett can explain better.
The devising or choosing of names for things, especially in a science or other discipline.
There you go.
Wow.
There you
Aliens.
Go.
Hey, well played, Matt.
I can't wait to use that out.
I'm just glad it's somewhat applied.
Or could it be? There's other definitions. The body or system of names in a particular.
Yeah, both
field.
of those would be sufficient.
Yeah,
that's very relevant.
I'd say this is the best one right here. The term or terms applied to someone or something.
All right, let's go down the line here. What do we think the devastation was? What was the root cause?
Name your
of the
system. What destroyed that?
It was a microburst.
So it was.
That's what I think.
I'm going to say it was a microburst too.
I'm saying either extraterrestrials or the Death Star. Death Star Part 3.
I'm going to go ahead. Now that I saw that picture, I'm going to go ahead and say it was a microburst.
I'm going microburst too, and the other thing is talking about the lightning strike. Some certain things can be conducive. So if it hits one spot, it can branch off and then go up to other trees.
Right, that could have been in play. Jeff.
One strike of lightning could actually affect 5 trees.
Yes, that was in play. I think, Jeff.
I'm right with. I think the smart thing, because I saw last night lightning like I've never seen. Just and the sky was lit up for like 10 minutes. Okay, not 10 minutes, but I think lightning's the smart pick. I think the long shot, I'm going to say the Wheeling Mayor put together a team to chop down a bunch of trees in the middle of the night so everyone can come together and be together in the city of Wheeling.
Or so they'll quit criticizing his roadways. Most of us just don't have power now. Yeah, okay, great job, guys.
How do you chop them down if they're all blown up?
I don't know, but
he couldn't pull a plan off like that.
They weren't the Pine Room gang.
Barely,
I can tell you that much.
He could barely organize a chicken dinner. He can't do anything like that.
I'm an advocate that he came together with a big team to try to pull everyone in the city of Wheeling together. That's my
unification.
The Chechens. He came up with the Chechens, and they helped cut down trees.
That's my final answer.
All right.
I think Thor did it.
There you go. I like that. So it was a Chechen lumber yard.
Hey, you know what the most important thing is that the Pine Room's still okay.
Yeah.
No pines went down here.
Yeah.
But do you guys think it was an act of God? You really do? Like, is that God trying to tell us we should be better people?
I mean, maybe if it happened in every single city.
Maybe it did. Well, I think it happened in Columbus area.
Why out there, though? Like,
I don't know.
He looked down.
Maybe there's a lot of snobby people that live out there. I don't know.
It should have happened in Washington, D.C. is where it should have happened.
Maybe the golf course is out of control. I need to clean
guys
up
cheating.
Get rid of the groundhogs.
Yeah.
Speaking of insurance policies, that is maybe the worst part of a policy is an act of God.
Oh, yeah.
How the insurance companies can get away with that bullshit like a deer.
Yep.
A deer is an act of God.
the one you smash with your Prius.
Yeah. No, I had a Prius after.
Oh, that was a replacement.
That was my
That's a jack job. Just throwing that out there.
Insurance. What a scam.
Legit.
Hola, mi amigos. We are back. Well, I told Jub to do the intro in a different language, and he says, yeah, because I speak different languages.
Jorge de Guzman.
Who? Welcome back, everybody, for section number 2 of this week's podcast.
Section 2, volume 13, verse 11.
Section 2, please flip to page 350.
You sound like you're giving the reading at church.
Let me try one more time. All right, everybody, we're back. Welcome to the section. Dang it, they're not sections. Jub, this is hard, Jub.
That's good.
All right,
Keep
Jub
going.
just proved his worth right here.
Jub, bring us back.
All right. All right, so last week, look, we had our picks that we put out during the weekend or on Friday. Then we had our poll that we just put out yesterday. I had some good response for that, but we're going to go back through all the sports stuff that we talked about or that we usually talk about during the week. So let's first start off. How's our record looking at our bet picks?
We were 14-10 this week on our sports picks, and then I believe I think 2-1 in the horse racing too. So I think we had a decent week overall.
Yeah, we were. I think last week we were a little rough. I think last week.
It was 7-13 or something.
Yeah,
not good.
Yeah,
all right, we're on the uptick.
We're battling back.
We're on the uptick.
Is that our best percentage to date?
I believe so.
Okay.
It's got it because I think that's last week was the most picks that we had on one sheet. So I'd say it's pretty much the best we've done.
We're good now.
Yeah,
we're good.
We're good.
We're getting hot. Jump on board now.
We're good.
Yeah,
it's all free too.
I feel like this Friday, if anyone wants to sponsor this, we should all put a parlay in. I feel like we all usually just do single picks. I know some of you do parlay sometimes, but we all can do a parlay this Friday.
Like a parlay is
parlay
like
all our picks.
Like the Pine Room parlay.
Yeah, Pine Room parlay. Maybe
good idea.
2 or 3 of our favorite picks and see how it goes.
All right,
it ain't gonna come. Hey, what's Champ say? It'll never work.
Hey, Champ's red hot right now. He's won 13 out of his last 14 bets.
No way.
He cashed 7 yesterday and he cashed 6 today.
Now, what kind of bets
shit.
are
Yeah, what's the mean total of his bet?
Well, it's usually a $5 wager.
Okay,
10 maybe, and it's usually a $3 favorite or maybe
I was
$2.20.
gonna say, are they?
He'll
they're pretty
occasionally
heavy.
throw an underdog in there about once a month.
All right, all right.
Matt, does he owe you any money? Is this a good time to get paid back?
I don't know. I quit.
Check the books.
I quit counting.
How's his cell phone situation?
Good. He's doing okay. He has power. He's living good right now.
Good
for
Matt. So your boy Mo Donegal.
Yes, Mo had a good run there, Jarrett. He was very impressive. Worked out like I'd hoped, and he ran a great race and won me some money. So it was a
good
day.
Did any of those other ones hit the trifecta?
Yeah. I mean, I know Jack Christopher hit. No, actually that trifecta that I gave out. I should have done what I did with the I don't know if it was the Preakness or whatever, but I should have put all in the second leg because that filly, the Todd Pletcher filly called Nest, she she was starting to work really well towards the end of the week, and I was like, I probably should have put her in there, but no, that one didn't cash. But I did have Jack Christopher in that trifecta, and then we had Mo Donegal to win the race. And
because since I'm half a moron, what does when you put underneath like on that pick it says 1/all/all.
Right.
What does the 1 mean? Is that the number of the horse?
Yeah, that would have been like Mo Donegal in that Kentucky Derby when I gave it was 1.
Then
he was 1.
Then how do you? What does all mean?
So all would be every horse. So you'd have 8 horses, and you actually only have 7 because whoever would win would take away. They couldn't finish first and second.
Oh,
so it's just all. So you go 1 all and 2, 3, 6 or whatever, however you wanted to do it. But all covers the entire group of horses in that spot. So all finishes second or all finishes third. You're good. Yeah.
Right. Matt, do you know who owns Mo Donegal?
Yeah, the Donegal Racing, and Mike Rapoli is the part owner, and he also actually had he owned the controlling interest in Nest too. So yeah, he's a huge horse racing supporter. So I'm a big Mike Rapoli guy. He's a longtime New Yorker, came from nothing and built those giant energy drink empires with vitamin water and then the body armor. So
man.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well for himself.
The body water's exploded over the past
body
couple
armor.
Body
water.
Yeah. Sorry, maybe I said body water.
No, I got
okay.
vitamin water. I got vitamin water and body armor.
Yeah, so he did pretty good for himself, and he's into the horses. And then Donegal Stable's part owner of Mo Donegal as well.
I meant to ask
if you wondered why they were wearing those silks that looked like the New York Mets or the Knicks, that's why.
I meant to ask you this
silks.
last week, or no, 2 weeks ago. We were talking about racing. Do you think because you've been in Ocean City the past couple weeks, but do you think if you went over to Assateague, and you found one of those horses over there and you stole it, do you think any of those horses would be good at racing?
No. Those things are wild ponies. They've been wild. Their bloodlines are wild. I can't imagine they'd be good fighters. If you wanted to do a cockfighting version for horses,
but
I think you would do all right.
Like none of those,
they're all mangy and they're
just
a mess.
stupid.
But like
they're not stupid.
But I'm saying like you don't think any of them could be like if you took them and you trained it, you don't think it would run like a racehorse?
First of all, getting near something
run
to
like
train.
A horse.
Well, I hope he would run like a horse. But tell you what, where they would beat those thoroughbreds maybe was swimming, because they swim every year from Assateague to Chincoteague in the ocean. So they do all right with that. But
they have a horse triathlon?
Yeah.
Do they doggy paddle?
Yes, they do. They horsey paddle.
Are they they actually do?
Yeah, they do the pony swim every year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Job, could one of those horses compete for a Triple Crown in America for baseball?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like I think that'd be so cool. Like if you stole one and then you took it,
they probably kill them.
But you wouldn't necessarily use that horse. You would get a stallion, right, and then you would
breed it. Oh, okay, all right. So you could probably take one of those horses and it could be a brood mare to one of those big sires, and maybe you could turn out okay.
So like we could go steal, instead of having to go buy one, we could go steal one.
But we're still going to have to pay the stud fee for the big horse.
Well, no. What if we took?
How would you go about stealing this horse?
I don't know about that.
How do you think you'd go about stealing the horse?
First of all, you'd be shot on command because it's a national park. They're protected animals.
Yeah, what is that?
What is Assateague National Seashore? There's horses, wild horses out on this beach. It's in the southern part of Maryland, right a little below Ocean City.
I got it.
And it stretches for miles down to Virginia, and each year they swim the ponies from Assateague to Chincoteague, Virginia. It's like a big deal pony swim. But anyway, the myth, the legend is that Spanish ship crashed off the coast years back, like really long time ago, bringing horses to this continent, and they came onto the beaches, and they've been there ever since.
That's wild.
Yeah, Job, I doubt we could just put one of them in the back of your truck and get away with it.
But like, what if we did? Because we talked about, I think Normandy was last week. I think that was last week. What if we had a beach landing? We landed with like a speedboat, and we put it in the speedboat and took off.
It'd be worth a try.
How would you get it in there?
Huh?
How would you get it
into
in
a rope?
He's gonna bribe with food.
Well, I could swim for a while.
A rope.
Toe behind.
I think he'd boot you across the barn before.
They're very hostile. Those things can be. And
Don't they bite?
Yeah, most of them do because they're not used to being around.
Is that why
people.
they're so mad? Because they've been stuck on the island?
Probably. They're probably pissed off.
What do they eat?
I don't know. They probably
live their lives.
No, they have plenty of grazing pastures and stuff out there.
Well, because we were up on that Ferris wheel, and you look at Assateague. Assateague's not that big. Assateague's not
it's longer than you think. It stretches stretches a pretty good way. You can't see it all, kind of tucks around as you go down south. So
what if that's why they're so bad out there? Because Assateague is actually the Alcatraz for horses.
Maybe.
Ooh.
They just send all the bad horses out there into the middle of the water.
Would they really shoot at us for that?
No, they wouldn't. But you would be facing you would be charged with a federal crime, I believe. It's
100%. If it's a national park, 100%.
You can't steal wildlife? Hell no.
Listen, if you even feed those things, you can face a fine. So you don't want to mess around.
You can't feed them?
You're not supposed to because they get hostile. Chris probably seen. Remember when they were coming into people's picnic sites when we were on the beach? They come in there, stick their snout in a bag of Lay's and just take off.
We'd always get subs and chips.
And they'd be down there. Yep. Yeah. I remember one time one of our friends was smacking the horse in the ass trying to get rid of it because it was trying to drink my dad's beer or something. So they're pretty hostile.
Do you think? Oh shoot! What was I going to say? I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh shoot! I can't remember what I was going to say. Dang it! Anyway,
all right, you'll edit that part out.
Yeah. Anyway, Chris, you switched it up this week. You were on a hot streak with NHL, and then you.
I got confused because the Ranger Tampa series went how many games?
7.
6. Yeah.
Yeah, Tampa won in 6, right?
Right. So I don't know why I got confused on that. So I decided to go to UFC, and I took my first loss in the female fight, but I did get the main event. I got that right. So I got one loss, and I don't know what I'm going to do after this last series and hockey's over because I'm not too good with baseball.
It could be. Wait, did you guys watch those fights? Did any of you guys see them? I didn't see them.
I didn't see them.
We watched a few of them.
Any good? Just so.
Yeah, there was. What was the one that we watched?
Well, the one girl got knocked the fuck out, right? Didn't some girl get just?
The back fist.
Oh, I love the spinning back.
That's one of your favorite maneuvers, isn't it?
I like the spinning back fist. That's a fun one.
Yeah, she got knocked out.
I never believed you could knock someone out with that. Like in movies when people knock two guys out like that.
Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
She got rocked.
That's fun stuff.
Had a pretty good weekend.
Fun stuff.
Violence.
Fun for everybody but the one that loses.
You like putting the parlays in there. I like putting the little special parlays in there for you. I like that.
Just for our listeners, haven't hit one.
Okay.
Haven't hit one.
All right.
Which means full transparency, right, Jeff? Full transparency.
Haven't hit one, but I did get off the snide though with a single bet.
Okay.
Warriors +4, and they won straight up.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Cool. So I'm one and done for a couple more weeks.
You had Warriors money line, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Yep. My NBA bets have been a lock. It's the UFC ones though.
You had a UFC winner this week, didn't you?
No, this week I lost.
You sent me some random ones, like of guys that I don't even know.
Well, I'm kind of new to UFC, so I'm just learning a little bit as I go. But
you select them? You did the method this week. That's what I got to stop. I got to stop.
Is that what got you the method? Your guy win, but he didn't win the right way.
He knocked him out. Oh,
okay,
I had him by points.
That's what I thought because I thought I saw your dude won. It was the wrong method. Okay.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I should just stick to NBA. That's.
Well,
you're running out of time.
Yeah,
you got a few left. Hey, NBA Summer League, start giving those ones out.
You'll get hot. Soup, what'd you do?
I took the Buccos money line and got smoked.
Soup, you probably didn't watch any sports at all. You were drunk the whole time you were gone.
And
how was that?
I took the Buccos. Nashville's incredible. I took the Buccos money line, and then I didn't get to watch it, but then we went on a heater as a group, like all 10 of us that were down there. I'm saying we put in 25 bets. Like probably 19 or 20 of them won. Well, we went on a heater for 2 or 3 days in a row. I was texting you guys. I gave you a couple picks.
Did you take advantage of any of the promos in Tennessee mobile betting?
I didn't because I got everyone on some of the Barstool stuff though.
Okay.
But Cooley, you said you took the Warriors money line. There were so many people down here that had this bet. It was Warriors money line and Steph to get 10 rebounds or to get a double-double. And he got his last rebound with like a minute to go and the place went nuts.
He got 10 rebounds?
Yeah, 10 rebounds, yeah. And then Rangers, I texted Chris about taking the Rangers plus
you were on that one.
Yeah, good job, Soup. I was happy for you.
And I was pumped because I had a really good brunch that day, some good mimosas.
Yeah, where were you, by the way? Sorry?
Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay. And you rolled your ankle.
Rolled my ankle both ways, one time to the left and then one time to the right.
Was that an inebriated mistake that you made there and you stepped wrong?
Correct.
Okay.
Matt, when's the last time Steph Curry's bet would be 10 rebounds?
Well, I mean, you can probably find those pretty much anywhere, but that's you're getting some good money on that one, I'm sure. Because most of the time, the double-double, obviously, you'd think assists.
And by inebriated, it was a lot of Capri Suns and Danimals.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, our favorite food critic who filled in a couple of episodes here. He had a lot of very harsh things to say about Al Horford on Saturday morning. Because
I saw that. Jeez.
He was furious because I think he bet him to get over 7 rebounds, and he had 5 at halftime. And I think he ended up with 6. And Nick was, I think it cost Nick a good bit of money.
$2,000.
He was saying some pretty bad things about it.
I was wondering who he hated more from the week: the Milwaukee Brewers, the Washington Nationals, or Al Horford, because he really.
Well, it sounded like
he was fired up.
Yeah, he was. Al Horford had him behind himself. He was beside himself.
$2,000.
He was a mess.
He could have won.
He could have won. I think he should just quit gambling and just go straight to artificially inseminating cows.
Yeah, right, exactly.
He had the rubbers on.
Oh, I tell you what, he rolled down there like it was straight business. Like, I'm sticking my hand up some cow's ass right now.
And then he ate a sub right after. Hopefully he took his gloves off.
I never thought that could make you hungry, but our boy, he fucking crushed a sub afterwards.
Yes,
Man, Jeff, your Irish had a big weekend.
Yeah, congrats, Jeff.
College baseball.
Wait, what was the final score of that game?
7-3.
7-3. Jarrett's overhit.
Well, no, that was on
Friday. But Sunday, Jeff's team closed it out. Yeah, it was nice.
We have not had that much fun in the Doyle household with a sport, because obviously baseball isn't something we follow when it comes to college. So for our team to actually be in a series like that, to beat, quote-unquote, you guys would know more than me, quote-unquote the best team ever in college baseball, they're saying. And they were a bunch of cocky dicks.
Classless assholes.
Yep, I was going to touch on that a little bit. I think, granted, they were a bunch of cocksuckers on that team, but I thought it was kind of a good thing for college sports because it brought a lot of attention to college.
I don't disagree with that.
You're right,
and it made it more fun.
Well, fill me in.
I got to say,
they just
Tennessee in college baseball, they were number 1 all year. I think they were 56-7,
and they hit like an absurd amount of home runs, right?
They like 160 some, or maybe even like 2. I forget how many home runs they hit, but I followed them all year, and I gotta say, I fucking loved that team. I know they were a bunch of dickheads, but I loved it.
Cooley,
it was great. It
Cooley
was
makes
awesome.
a good point, because when you're rooting for a team like that, that's got that big arrogant. It's awesome to watch them, but when you're playing against them, it's a mess.
Well, why are they assholes?
The way their players acted, the way their coach acted.
Yeah, they know they're the number 1 team in the country, and they don't think anybody's going to beat them. But
some of those quotes those guys had after when Notre Dame beat them the first game, it was like they were just disrespecting Notre Dame, like basically like we're going to kick their ass.
Well, and those guys on the next morning, I guess that had been Monday morning, that ACC show, Packer and Durham, they were talking about Tennessee, about how they're the ones that had the moniker. They come up with the classless versus Catholics.
Yes.
And they embraced the classless and being loud and all this bravado. And I don't watch a whole lot of college baseball, but that was gratifying for me. I mean, I'm not really a Notre Dame fan, but I was so happy for them to beat their fucking ass.
And you were watching with the McCormicks, who were diehards.
Yes, and some of those players had all that black on their face, not just the eye black, but they were all dressed up, and I was very happy for Notre Dame.
Jarrett, who was the guy who flipped the dude off?
Jordan Beck. He was a right fielder. All he did was hit. All he did was hit all year. But
he's golfing now.
I don't disagree with either one of you guys, though. It did make it way more fun, just being on the opposite end. But that team obviously deserved their record. I mean, but it's kind of funny they got bounced when they did.
It was great. And that guy that made the last out, Chris, how about that effort he made down the line? What a fucking pussy. Yes. He gave up halfway down the line. Yep. Oh,
so they were like the
losers.
They were like the big dick booty daddy of the
yes, all talk. Yes, they were. And nothing to back it up.
But they lost their home field too. That was even better.
Real quick, what did you guys think about? It was on Friday when Drew Gilbert got rung up on that strike 3, and then he turned around and
terrible.
As an umpire was trying to make a show out of it.
What did Nick say? Did he say anything about that, Mr. Umpire?
I don't know what Nick said.
I want to get his analysis.
He said anything about that.
I don't think he did. But anyway, for anybody that didn't see it, Tennessee center fielder, they're the best hitter actually in the SEC. He led the conference in batting average, and he got rung up, and he turned around and I think he might have said that's fucking terrible to the umpire. And
no disrespect, not thinking. That's exactly what he said 3 times.
Yeah, I think that's fucking terrible. And then, 2 seconds, the umpire rung him, and then I don't know. Obviously the Tennessee fans were pissed, but you can't say that.
If you said that to him, then he probably. He had a legitimate beef, but
you can't say.
Can't do that. These umpires think it's about them anyway. You got to watch what you say.
Yeah. But that stadium and those fans, unreal. I couldn't imagine. I could have been a Notre Dame fan actually in that stadium because it was totally awesome.
Oh, yeah. They haven't had anything to be excited about in years down there either.
It's funny because we were talking about that because they've sucked in football forever.
Since Philip Fulmer was the coach.
Yeah.
Jared, I was watching it live. I didn't know he said that. And when they booted him, my first thing was, that's the best hitter. I knew he was unbelievable. I said, you can't toss him out. Everyone's got the TV on to watch that dude and Tennessee in general, but I didn't know you can't. You're right. You can't say that.
Yeah, I don't think.
But you know what though? Excuse me. He probably felt the same way. I'm the best hitter.
Right.
Yeah. They're not going to fuck with me.
Out.
They're here to see me. Well, fuck you. You're on the bench.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
See, I'm on the other end.
Sure.
Always, but I feel like guys cuss umpires out all the time and don't get tossed. So what makes this one?
Do they?
People say stuff to the umpires all the time.
Disrespect authority then, right?
Yeah. Well, if umpire's consistent, but you can't let it slide one time and then just tossed out.
No, I agree with that.
Get over it.
And I would agree with that.
They got to get over it.
The umpires like it on the big stage, though, Tyler. I think that's what he knew everybody was watching. He wanted to make a name for himself, too.
I would like to see I don't know about numbers, but I feel like college baseball in general is kind of gaining a little bit more recognition, which I think it deserves 1,000 times more attention than it does because it is great.
They need to switch to wood bats, though.
Yeah.
It's expensive to sustain for that long.
Come on, these big money programs are giving these guys freaking Lamborghinis to drive around in. Can't they get a donor to donate some wood?
Yeah.
We got some. We can make some bats out of Wheeling Park right now with all the trees that are down. Come out here.
I don't think we would have done.
This isn't going to help your NIL argument, Matt.
Jared?
Going against
you know how many wooden? I would have went through 15 wooden bats in one season.
In one practice.
Yeah, you're right. Yes, Cool's in a practice.
Hey.
I got jammed enough on 80 miles an hour. I can't imagine.
I had a wood bat once when I used to hit.
How'd that go?
It was a beautiful white ash bat, Rawlings. I got it at Dick's. I was so excited, and I hated pine tar on my bat, so I didn't have any pine tar. I wore one batting glove on my right hand. I'm left-handed, so I take it to we were playing at Pleasanton. We were practicing at Pleasanton, and I hand it to a friend of mine. And he takes it and he goes, "Hey, can I take a few swings of this? I want to get a wooden bat." So he takes it and he goes up to BP, and I'm out in the outfield just shagging. First pitch, takes a swing, like just jams him, explodes it down the third base line, shattered to a million pieces, and I never got probably never hit again after that. Yeah.
Now, as a guy that swings, is he obligated to buy a new bat?
They should be.
Yes.
Or a case of beer.
Yeah,
he might have been 12
at
that time.
That was like a $50 bat. I mean, it wasn't like...
Did he get
case of Fago Red Pop or something?
No, I probably never hit again after that.
Drop.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw
moon mist. Yeah.
I saw citrus drop down at the store the other day. I almost bought a case.
We used to kill
I used to house those. Ooh.
Jared, I know you're a big Mountain Dew guy. When I was younger and used to go to day camp, I used to take quarters out of my parents' room so I could go buy that orange Mountain Dew. I don't know what the name of it was.
LimeWire.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
I remember that.
That was so good.
I'm a voltage guy.
Voltage.
Say likes Code Red. Fuck that. That's bullshit.
No, it's good.
Code Red sucks. Code Red sucks.
I feel like you can't go wrong with a
classic.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Anyway, you put the poll up on yesterday. Is it yesterday you put the poll up, or you put it up on Sunday?
It was
Sunday night.
Last night.
Last night. So we put a poll up.
I actually think it went through this morning because we had problems with the
internet
cell tower.
If you're interested in kind of interacting with the show and getting kind of a little shout out on the show with your input here, we put polls out on Sunday, Monday for whatever show's coming up that week. So for the Tuesday, we'll come up with a poll that'll probably be in the second half of each show. So if you're interested in putting your input in, go follow us on Instagram at the Pine Room Podcast. Anyway, what was the poll this week?
Yeah, so I was struggling to figure out what we were going to ask, but last night Cooley and Say went and saw the new Top Gun, which was it pretty good?
Oh, it was a great movie. I almost cried a couple of times, but.
What did you say when you were driving? You wanted to drive really fast?
Yeah, I almost drove like 95 the whole way home.
Are you gonna keep?
I really thought about doing it for vacation, coming up just shaved to the mustache, but I'm scared I'd look too much like my dad.
What's wrong with that?
That's a diss. No, I meant it in a good way.
He is a good-looking guy. Right. But anyway, the poll that I sent out was, what is the best movie of all time? I just kind of wanted to keep it broad just to see what people said. And here's some of our results. Nate, actually, two Nates. Nate B says Cars, the Pixar movie.
Cars. Life is a highway.
That's an interesting one.
Actually, I tell you what,
that's the best.
Excuse me, two people said Cars.
As the best movie of all time.
Nate B and Justin both say
Justin
Cars.
who?
I don't.
I can't say.
We're not saying last names, but
yeah.
Why can't you say their last name?
Because we keep it.
We don't want to embarrass anybody.
I don't know if anybody. They might.
You guys will figure it out.
Yeah.
Legal troubles.
Yeah.
Sign an NDA.
Yeah, Nate B and Justin say Cars.
I like them.
Which
the
is
best movie of all time.
I'm gonna have to disagree with
That's
Nate
like a top 5
Justin.
animated.
That's
movie
cool. We got a
all
bunch
time.
of kindergartners following.
right.
Yeah.
And we got Nate R. He says Step Brothers.
Attaboy.
Which is, I mean, I don't know if you can
That's
say
my
the
favorite
best-
comedy.
the best
Favorite
movie of all
comedy
time,
ever.
But yeah, Step Brothers from
awesome
Nate.
movie.
It's this is a very subjective.
It is. It is.
That's
It is.
Yeah,
a tough
I mean, it's
call.
tough.
I
It was
agree.
a
So
tough-
here's what
And
I
genres too.
What's the differentiation between the best movie of all time? Is that what you think is the best movie, obviously, or your favorite
Yeah,
movie?
see, I-
is there
wow.
a difference?
Well,
yes,
the question that I
difference.
asked.
Yeah, I think there's
yes,
a difference.
Yes, your favorite and the best, but I asked the best, which I probably. we
No,
could've
it's
probably
fine.
narrowed it,
That's
but-
fine.
but
Go
we're-
ahead.
We're good. I don't actually know what this person. Feetner23 says. You'll like this.
Go ahead, Rudy.
Rudy.
You know, I need to give a shout out to my boy. I actually met, this is a cool story. Met him up in Steubenville. He is a mailman. Had a Notre Dame hat on. We built a relationship the last couple years. He moved to South Carolina. He was a mailman, transferred down there. Good dude. He absolutely fucking loves this show. Shout out to Tim the mailman.
Hey,
Tim, man. Thanks for listening,
Yeah,
Tim.
Rudy.
Chris says Rudy was offsides though.
Yeah, they kind of let him.
I'll say
they just kind of let him.
I
Suck that guy.
absolutely hate sports movies, but I do
It's a
like
good movie.
Rudy.
I have to
It's a
say
really
I
good
enjoy
movie.
Rudy. I really
Rudy's
truly did like that movie.
Rudy's in Stranger Things.
Yeah. Sean Astin, is that his name?
I don't know.
Jared, what season are you on?
I just finished season 2 last night.
Samwise
think it's
Baggins.
better.
You're Samwise Gamgee.
Oh yeah, that's okay. Another one. Luke, not Jeff's Luke, but another Luke says Grown Ups.
Not the best ever. It's a good movie, but
Man, our
funny movie.
followers
Boy, oh boy.
are killing us today.
Nah,
You're right, Cools. It's a family movie.
Now, okay, now this is a really good one. I like this one. I don't know the best movie of all time, but Isaac says Shawshank Redemption.
Yes.
Shawshank Redemption or The Departed.
both phenomenal.
Both
Both very
Yeah,
good.
very
Those are who gave us those?
Isaac.
Those are
Those
good.
you can actually argue.
You
for,
can
like,
make
top
a good
10.
case. Departed is very good, but I wouldn't put it all time. But it's very good. Shawshank Redemption could definitely be a top 5 movie ever.
Yeah. Wherever I catch Shawshank, I'm stopping and watching it. 100%.
That's
what I was going to say about favorite movies, because I don't know. I'm sure that whatever the critics are over time, the movies that they say are the best, I've probably never seen, but the ones that I will always watch when they're on. Shawshank's one.
100%.
Like Casino, Goodfellas, and Jub's favorite, School of Rock.
Chris,
I
breaking news. My brother just texted me. Our power's back on in our neighborhood.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah,
There we go.
that's huge.
Nice.
dang, about 17 hours.
Yeah.
All right.
Matt,
Good.
you're right. That goes back to that argument.
You don't have to
about,
clean out your refrigerator now.
Well, I want to see what it's like. I don't.
about the best movie of all time and your favorite, because like
Right.
Shawshank, anyone can argue that that's the best movie.
You can make a
of,
strong
like,
case.
Yeah.
And I would say I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but I could definitely put it in my top list of movies for sure.
Okay, we got 2 more here. This is a really this is a good one. This is from Tino. He says The Dark Knight.
Oh, I'm up.
Very
yeah,
good.
I agree.
Yeah.
I like Dark Knight Rises better though.
The Dark
That's with,
Knight is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Sucks.
All right, and
You just hate Batman.
Batman's terrible.
Hey, that Christian Bale. What's your favorite one of the Batmans? Do you have any of them you thought were
They all
decent?
suck.
The
Come
Christian Bale movies
Yeah,
were
you
good.
know what?
The Christopher Nolan ones, those were very, very
This
good.
most recent one was dog shit.
I didn't.
Oh, it's terrible.
That's. I knew that was going to
They might
suck.
as well just put a black screen
Those
on.
Christopher Nolan Batmans were very good. I thought.
Yeah.
Coles, we
don't
finally
like-
agree on something.
Yeah,
The best Batman was the TV show.
Yeah, you're right.
Batman
With
and Robin.
supposed to be a
who played the
superhero.
Penguin?
Burgess
Meredith. Yeah.
Caesar-
And Adam West.
Not
yeah.
Danny DeVito.
No, that
Caesar
was,
Romero was
Caesar
the,
Romero was
the
the Joker.
Joker.
Yeah. Now that was the dumbest fucking show ever. But I still loved it. When they put the graphics up on the TV, like if I punch Jarrett, it'd say wham or bam.
Yeah. No, it might be the second worst ever because nothing's topping Gilligan.
Oh yeah, you're right.
We
And the
talked
Penguin
about
had that gas that would come out of his umbrella.
Yeah, it was like pink gas.
Yeah. And Batman would immediately fall asleep.
Yeah. Was it Joker that pulled out that long?
Oh
pistol?
yeah, that was Jack Nicholson.
Pants, yeah.
He's got the big one. Yeah.
When
Evie disagrees.
in The Dark Knight, I'm pretty sure I think it's in The Dark Knight, not The Dark Knight Rises. When Heath Ledger, that hospital scene when he's walking out of it, it's unbelievable.
Incredible.
They said that the
All
people
unscripted.
filming it, all unscripted. He said the whole thing was supposed to
Amazing.
blow up. And yeah, Heath Ledger, that was an incredible
That's
performance.
a shame he passed away because
Yeah.
I would have liked to seen him in that role.
Yes,
that
he
was
did a
one of the
great
best
job.
roles I've
R.I.P.
ever seen a guy play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
that
Jarrett.
was the only thing I liked about that movie with Joker.
Joker. All right,
Apologies
Jarrett.
for the dog. All right, for our last one, M. Fetz says, this is absolutely awful. Project X.
Oh,
my God.
it's like an iconic movie.
We could do that here.
Iconic.
I mean, like, yeah, it's
That's a tough title to ask people. To
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, because it's more. I bet people were saying the best movie as in their favorite movie.
Yeah.
But all right,
Project
So
fair
what
enough.
about you guys? What's,
yeah, that's
what's
what I
the
was gonna
consensus
say. Chris,
here?
what do you think?
Just what I said earlier.
Shawshank?
I mean, those are just the movies that if they're on, I'm watching them.
Yeah,
And like Shawshank is always one of them.
Jarrett.
I don't really know the best movie of all time. Come back to me.
All right,
I need a little
Matt.
thinking.
I'd struggle with this because I try to look at it from an objective point of view, not just my favorites. But I'm kind of partial to Escape from Alcatraz, the Clint Eastwood movie. I'm a very big fan of that movie. I like it a lot. And also for a more modern one, Last of the Mohicans. That's probably my favorite movie, but still a great film. So check those out. So yeah, that's where I'm at with
All
those.
right, cool.
Best movie, I'm kind of bouncing back and forth between two, but I'm struggling because favorite and best.
Right,
Like, what
right.
do you objectively
So,
think the best movie?
It'd probably be, I'm bouncing between Remember the Titans or
Good movie. Good
or
movie.
Endgame for Marvel, just because of the build up for that.
All right,
It's just
yeah,
incredible.
yeah. That definitely is a modern one. It's definitely got to be up there.
That's why I picked two different times.
Someone once told me when you do the favorite films or the best film of all time, it can't be anything in sequels. So I also struggle with that
Oh,
too.
so
like
you're-
you said,
yeah,
Corey.
okay.
So if you exclude those, because Marvel stuff's got great things, but it's hard to pick which
Remember
one.
the
'cause
Titans is.
That's a very good movie. That's
It's one of the
strong.
only sports movies I do like.
I love it.
I think like Cooley's right. It's tough because Endgame I think is seriously the best movie just because of how it led up to everything, and it was so cool just to see it. But I could probably put Endgame as my favorite movie of all time, and then the best I'd probably say I'm a huge Will Smith fan, so I think The Pursuit of Happiness was his best film, and I think I watched that so many times growing up, and I was like, this is an awesome movie.
Have you seen all Will Smith movies?
Not all of them, but I
what
mean,
about
he's
Enemy of the State?
Yes,
great movie.
Great
Yeah.
movie. And Focus with Will Smith has one of the best scenes in any movie that I've ever seen. When they're gambling on up top, and he's messing with the other dude in there, like he loses 8 to 9 bets in a row. Have you ever seen that?
No,
that
I've
scene?
never seen that.
And he does this thing to the dude where, like, throughout the whole week, they've never met, but he makes sure this guy's seeing all these signs to play with his mind.
Yeah.
So Will Smith loses 9 bets in a row. The increments keep getting higher, higher, higher. He finally bets like $100 million on this bet. He looks at a guy and says, "You can pick any number, any football player out there on the field, and I have to guess it."
Wow.
And then he says, "But I'll let my wife guess it." So like he can't, and then she guesses it right. It's an unbelievable scene because your heart is.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
What about the scene in Enemy of the State where he gets the two guys to gun each other down in the restaurant?
Will Smith
I think
is
that's a great
actor.
scene right there.
watched-
John Voight was
I
in
watched
that.
Hancock in Puerto Rico.
I watched it in Virginia.
Great movie.
I watched it in Guatemala. Not really.
I Am Legend supposed to have another movie coming out.
Ooh.
Which will be great.
I Am Legend 2.
All right, Jeff.
All right.
I'll be a loser. I can't give you a favorite movie or quote unquote best, but if I'm just going to give you genres, I'm probably Mobbed Up and
Ooh, yeah.
and definitely something funny. So those would probably be.
Did you like the Godfather movies?
You know what, those I liked, but that probably wouldn't be up there.
What about like Goodfellas?
I'd be more
Yeah.
Goodfellas,
Yeah.
Casino.
Casino's good. Although Sharon Stone, I love her as an actress, but man, she annoys me in that movie. She's just a lunatic in that movie. Just a fucking
She
lunatic.
does a good job.
Oh, she's
She
great in
does.
Basic Instinct, though. That's a hell of a movie.
You're just going to boil the rabbit, aren't you, Matt?
Yeah, right. There you go.
Yeah, I was gonna say either Goodfellas or the Godfather. Just I don't even really like either one. I mean, I like them, but they're not my favorite by any means. But I think they are, as far as world renowned movies, those two take the cake. I mean, objectively.
As the best.
As
Yeah,
the best
you're-
mafia.
Jarrett, you're
Yeah.
up now.
I
You
was
batted
looking-
around the
yeah,
order.
I'm back to the top of the order. But See, I'm a little biased towards this. I always thought that you will like this too. I thought Empire Strikes Back, just because the good guy didn't win in the movie, and I thought
that was the best Star Wars movie.
I don't know. I guess I can't say that. I'm a little biased because I love that.
Better than Revenge of the Sith.
So I will.
I'll tell you what, Sith's grown on me over the years. That's the strongest of those three.
Personally, Revenge of the Sith, I think is.
I have to defend the Star Wars because I know it's like charged because people hate it, some people love it. But I did in communications class, I did a presentation on why Star Wars is the best movie franchise in history because ILM, Industrial Light and Magic, they were born out of Star Wars, and without ILM, there's no special effects like there are.
No doubt about it.
So, like, yeah, I mean,
did you ever watch that documentary on some of that stuff about how they did that? Amazing. What they used to do, how they created those monsters and some of the stuff way back early.
Ralph McQuarrie, who was the concept artist for the whole thing, without him, none of that would have happened.
That inspired so many different
would you say,
films.
Besides Harry Potter, we'll wipe that out, would you say Star Wars and Marvel are the two flip-flop for the best movie series ever?
Are you saying Harry Potter's better?
No, I love Harry Potter.
Well,
I'm just saying besides it. Like
Lord of the Rings takes a lot of
I'd say
good accolades
I'd say,
too.
well, because the thing is, Marvel is a franchise. So Marvel is a umbrella for how many movies? 30
and all
movies?
their movies don't always tie together, right?
Yeah,
so
whereas
that's
like,
the difference there.
Whereas like Lord of the Rings,
Star Wars, Indiana Jones.
I'd say the top three are Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Harry Potter. I think those are the top three.
I love Harry Potter.
I don't like Harry Potter. I'm not gonna.
You're
lie.
just a hater.
I just think it. There's no fights ever. They just.
Well, there's no fights.
There's a few, but
Fools like
I've
fights.
never seen it. Like, what's the point of having the wands if you're not going to use them?
Well, I think
there's some unbelievable fights.
Chris, if you had to pick one of those three to watch, a Star Wars movie, a Harry Potter movie, or Lord of the Rings movie.
Star Wars.
Okay, good.
Yeah, definitely Star Wars.
Good choice.
Well, I mean, I think the best movie of all time, as far as our group, is Duel.
The lowest budget,
yes.
too.
That was Spielberg's debut.
Yeah.
1971.
What about Southern Comfort?
Yeah, another classic.
First Blood.
First Blood.
Which one do you put that on your prep sheet, Jarrett?
Yeah.
Favorite movie when he was like 6.
I guess a quick story before we go to our break. I was in prep school when I was, I don't know, maybe
you guys couldn't have been
8 or 9.
Yeah,
maybe not even
first
that.
Grade, maybe. And it was like, we'd do the.
So that was what, every Sunday morning you guys went down?
Yeah, every Sunday morning we'd go down to church and do, I don't even remember what.
Right, just learn a little about religion, like Bible study stuff.
And so, very lighthearted things. And we had this icebreaker like worksheet where you had to tell your favorite color, your favorite this and that, and favorite movie, and I had put down Southern Comfort. And for anyone that doesn't know, Southern Comfort is a movie about
it's a disturbing movie.
Yes, so these guys
down
go
in the
bayou, bayou and
get slaughtered by these
raging Cajuns.
Cajuns, and it's not a very.
It's similar to Deliverance in a way, if you guys people are familiar with that.
Yeah, so if it's not
like
a
Cutting
movie
a Pig.
It's not a movie that they would play on the whiteboard in Sunday school. Exactly. So I had put that on my worksheet, and I don't know if my dad saw it. I don't know.
Your dad.
I don't think I ever turned it in. I don't think.
He made you change it, probably. Jubb, what'd you put down for yours?
I can't remember.
Your dad said kids had like Barney, Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah.
Jared gets Southern
SpongeBob.
Comfort.
Southern Comfort. I probably had the Thing or the.
No, that's a Thing. What a good movie that is.
Yeah, but anyway,
Wilford Brimley.
Go watch Duel.
Yes.
Yeah. Check out some flicks.
Can you stay 30 minutes?
Last
What the
segment.
hell are you leaving for?
I got an early.
He's going to Belair game.
Wait, hold on. You're leaving because you want to go to bed?
What do you want me to do? Stay up the whole night?
Cooley, you don't have anything to do. Leave him alone. You're always on.
If he leaves 15 minutes later, then he's like,
No, I'm just saying.
Like, as soon as you get home, you're going to fall asleep.
I go to bed really early, but I still got a few hours left.
I can't even believe
Suck
you.
my fucking balls.
I cannot believe you're saying that.
There's the stinger.
If I call you at 9:30, you'll be awake.
I got
7:02 on the dot.
You'll be awake at 9:30. I will call you.
I got ligma.
I know you do.
Yeah, ligma nuts.
I know.
I never heard that.
Can I rip you one more time? Then we're even.
Idiot.
You just made fun of me.
No, I didn't. You bought it on yourself, dumbass. You don't just leave now.
Dumbass.
Well, let's start the podcast.
All right, fire her
Oh,
up.
we've been recording, so it's all in here. I'm putting this in here.
Yeah, you should.
Pull the cord, Job.
In here. All right. As always, we got to wrap up the show with our. We weren't originally going to rename it, but after some deliberation, we are going to have to rename Hot Pit Cold Mug. We got to rename it. We're going to keep it, but there's some.
We're gonna keep the hot and cold part, or what we got to get rid of?
I don't know. It's kind of I don't know. I think we could totally not reformat it, but rename it. I think it could be totally new.
Now, Job, you have a meeting tomorrow with the legal team, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let
the
us know.
higher ups.
Right.
We gotta talk to them first. But to start us off first, something that's kind of getting a little traction that I've heard some people enjoy. This Week in History. And This Week in History,
people are giving us some thumbs up on that?
I got some thumbs up from This Week in History.
Well, I enjoy putting these together. It's fun.
Yeah, I'm starting.
I
to
laugh
like
when
them
I'm writing them down.
Yeah, so it's fun. As funny as we kind of make this, it is actually kind of cool to see all the stuff.
Yes.
It's nice to think that someone can laugh at this show, how goofy we are, and then also maybe they learn something.
And my favorite thing is when there's stuff on there from like 700 years ago.
Well, yeah. What? Let's see what our earliest date is on here this week.
12/15.
Yeah, I see 12/15. I'll start us off. June 15th, 12/15. King Jon of England sets sail. Is this supposed to
seal?
Oh,
sets his seal. Basically, he's stamping his seal. His English king's seal on the Magna Carta.
To the Magna Carta, great charter.
Yes.
One of the most influential documents in world history and the foundation of modern democracies.
Yes. We would not be where we are today with our wonderful government here in the United States without the Magna Carta.
Without King Jon.
Yeah, King Jon to Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Wow. What a turn. What a turn.
Yeah, do you think that King Jon ever thought that, hey, in what's that?
800,
almost 900 years.
Yeah.
800 years that somebody's going to be talking about him across the world.
I think he probably did.
But we're the only people today in the entire world talking about King Jon.
Do you think so?
Yeah, nobody else has mentioned King Jon.
Gotta be.
You don't think
There's got to be a history class somewhere. Maybe if they even teach that anymore. He's probably not allowed to be in there anymore.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know the details of it, but I do know I've heard the Magna Carta before. I'm not.
Yeah, and it legitimately is a very important document and did kind of build the foundation for the kind of capitalist and system that we have today.
Was King Jon a good guy?
For the most part.
Jarrett would probably call him an
asshole. He's not nearly the terror that most of those rulers were, but yeah.
What was her name? Joan
of Arc.
Yeah.
Poor
Jarrett,
Joan, jeez.
I know.
Poor girl's still suffering. Wasn't enough to be burned at the stake.
I apologize to her last episode. I mean, I don't think she'll ever hear this, but
St. Joan,
I'm sorry.
Looking down on us.
Sorry for calling you a bitch.
Is that kind of like Pap Doyle? Give a shout out to Pap Doyle, Joan of Arc.
Yep.
If we come up with like a salsa or some kind of hot sauce, our flavor will be Joan of Arc. No, it'll be Joan of Arc because it'll be hot.
Right, but we'll have kidney beans in the salsa.
It'd be
ground up kidney beans.
Joan of Arc flavored pine room salsa.
Yummy.
And
Champ will try that first.
And Gary the Rat flavored candle.
Garbage. All right, anybody else got anything they want to hit on?
June 13th, 1997. Timothy McVeigh got sentenced to death, and he ended up dying in 2011. Unfortunately, that bombing took place in 1995, so my question is, why did it take 14 years to kill the fucker?
That's why I put that on there, Jeff, because just to make people aware how long it actually takes to execute somebody.
It's unbelievable.
And these guys, there's no doubt that guy deserved it. I mean, they had him dead to rights before they even got to the trial. I mean...
And that was actually going to piggyback
and what he did that day
should be literally on the spot. Yes. Take him out back.
Him and Terry Nichols both should have died. They killed there was a daycare center in that building.
Unbelievable.
Just it's one thing if you're going to kill adults. It's obviously heinous. But little kids,
it's unbelievable.
Do you guys think that death sentence? Do you think what? Well, I'll phrase it like this: what do you think is worse, life in solitary confinement or the death penalty.
I'm a big believer, and I know people are going to think a little differently than me after this, but I'm a big eye for eye. I think at the end of the day, the way that this shit is going on in our society, that we we kind of martyr these people, and that's kind of what they want. And I think at the end of the day that if we would take them back in the backyard and truly go old school, and we video that shit, and we sell pay-per-view, we televise it, and we show the next fuck what's going to happen to them. If they do that, I guarantee they will think twice about doing that.
Yes. There's an old George Carlin bit about how they would take all the bad people out, like the worst people out of jail, and they would put them all in some like bubble out in the middle of the like Midwest where there's nothing. They'd put them in a bubble, and they would say that every like 7 weeks or every once a week or something like that, they would have a hole like 12 inches across, and they would open it for like 5 minutes or like a minute, and then they would they would televise all these people trying to get out of this hole, and they would just tear each other apart. Then I think there was one bit where I think he was quite literally saying what you said. We should televise. We should bring back burnings. We should bring back firing squad and televise.
It will deter people from doing it.
Hey, or you do a Squid Game. Put all those people in there and make them do that.
Sounds like the start of the Hunger Games.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
But I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed.
I think kill them. I'm with Jeff because I think sometimes killing them is letting them off the hook.
But
the way they're going to suffer a little bit, and these guys behead our people on TV all the time over there. There's ISIS groups, and they send it out as propaganda. It could work the other way.
So don't make it a peaceful like injection. Make it
that's going too easy.
No, suffer the worst that they could possibly suffer without.
And then the people's family that they harm should be involved in it too. If they choose,
I would agree. 100%,
if they choose to be,
100%.
Jared just said death by a flip flop.
like
you're smack them to death.
Whole, like this whole.
That's how they kill them with a flip flop.
However long it
might take a while.
However long that's they just suffer.
Hey, would you guys participate in a public stoning?
100%.
Okay. 100%. No,
here's the deal.
I would too.
If that guy was still alive that went into Texas and killed those kids, I would be one of the first people to sign up for it. Fuck him.
Me
Fuck
too.
him.
Those child molesters, there ought to be one of them stoned on pay-per-view every Saturday night.
No doubt about it.
I'd probably get more hits than UFC.
They could do it as an undercard.
I know. Do you think, though, and when you were mentioning about the how long these guys are on death row and how long it takes, like,
that's our
government.
These
attorneys and who are, do they sleep at night just knowing it? I know this guy's guilty, but my job is to keep him from the death penalty.
That's a common debate, Chris, about the defense
why would
attorneys.
I'd be like, you know what? I just don't feel good enough.
In their minds, they have to defend those people like that because you would want that too. And maybe the chances that one of these people is innocent. In this case, none of these people. These people are guilty before they even go into the room. But I guess that's what those people do to be able to sleep at night. Is they say, I got to defend this person like they're innocent because if one person goes to prison innocent, and that's terrible. So I don't want that.
Does he brag about it? Well, yeah. Say if Timothy McVeigh was still in prison?
They also get paid more when they do those 19 appeals.
But it's just.
I did Google like if has there ever been a situation where like an attorney is in the middle of the courtroom like defending like a murderer, and then like
and they say I can't do it.
He just goes, you know what? No, he's lying. He's full of shit. He did do that. Like he's like, like, do you think that's
they're disbarred if they do that?
I know. But I thought
I don't know. It's a tough profession to be in, definitely.
Life of an attorney.
But
hey,
anyway,
let's go a little
lighten the mood a little bit.
Lighten the mood a little bit. June 13th, 1993, Yokozuna defeats Hulk Hogan to become WWF champion.
Yes,
huge.
And Hulk would join WCW later that year.
Wow,
that was the end of the Hulk era.
Yeah.
Sad day. That was a sad day.
And Yokozuna passed on.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know when, but yeah, he was a large man.
1993?
Yeah.
Wow.
I got one. This one's pretty cool. On June 14th, 1933, Lou Gehrig and Yankee manager Joe McCarthy are ejected in a 2-1 loss to the Tigers. McCarthy was suspended 3 games, while Gehrig wasn't and continued his streak at 1,249.
Yeah.
So he didn't... That's consecutive games played, right?
Yeah, yes. So he actually escaped suspension. I don't know how that worked back in those days. I don't know if they did something that bad, but it seemed in the articles that I read, it was almost like if you got ejected, you kind of got suspended the next game, but somehow they conveniently didn't do that for him. So it was interesting. History might not have been made.
Coles.
June 15th, 1775, George Washington appointed commander of the Continental Army.
Huge day.
Shout out, George.
Huge day.
George, your middle name.
Yeah, that is my middle name.
Wow.
And he goes
Named
on
after...
to cross the Delaware.
We must be brothers or something.
Oh, you didn't say anything depressing. That wasn't.
I know.
That wasn't
I tried
like
to find something
depressing or
happy.
violent.
You should have done June 17th, 1462. Vlad the Impaler, also known as Vlad Dracula, attempts to assassinate the Ottoman leader Mehmed II. So
Is he a vampire?
They say he did. They say
yeah.
that's where that legend comes from, is that he used to drink people's blood. If you ever read stuff about
disgusting.
him, phenomenal. The house that he had, booby trapped, and just crazy things going on in there.
You think vampires are real?
That one I'm going to be a little bit skeptical of. I could see them being real, but that's a little bit of a stretch for me. I do like those Blade movies where they actually make them pretty real, like they live in regular society.
The Strain.
Yeah,
that was that was more on the realistic side. I would real quick. I'll hit here. Charles Goodyear patents vulcanized rubber.
You just stole that.
Did I
from
steal
me.
for you?
Yeah,
I'm
Chris,
sorry.
nobody here buys tires more than you do
Well,
because
I was
you
just
drive a
gonna
lot.
say, where would we be without Charles Goodyear and the
What a
vulcanized
guy.
rubber?
Yeah.
And the hockey pucks too. Yeah,
Yes, that's right.
Is that are the hockey pucks rubber?
yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
And just tofu.
I thought they were stone.
Yeah.
Matt, real quick, just because they asked about
Stone hockey puck.
God damn.
vampire. What about Bigfoot?
Yes.
I believe Bigfoot is out there.
Yes.
Multiple or just one?
Multiple. I think they're a species of some kind of hybrid
massive
animal
human.
that they tested on probably years ago and it turned into that. What about Loch Ness Monster?
what I
I
was
believe
just
in that.
gonna
too.
Nessie.
Yeah, absolutely. Loch Ness Monster's real.
But why is every photo of either him or Bigfoot always blurry and grainy?
I don't know. That keeps people guessing, Chris. Keeps you on your toes. I don't know if Bigfoot was to go down to Olin Mills and sit for a portrait. But I mean,
it's today's
Is
technology.
Olin Mills still in?
I don't think so. These guys probably don't even know what that is. But I know you do,
In
Chris.
high school, I did telemarketing for fucking Olin.
Yeah.
It was a great gig, though, man. You sell portraits, man. Fucking make some money in high school. Life was good.
Olin Mill. I don't.
It was a photography studio downtown. And what was it, in the bottom of McClure or somewhere around, right next to it or something?
Hey, that place got renovated in McClure.
Yeah, I heard it's looking nice.
Yeah, that's where all.
So after you hit the Union Grill, you can take your lady to the McClure.
Do a little
downtown
dancing,
Wheeling.
late night
Yeah,
dancing.
go down to see our friends at River City.
I never knew it's totally off on a tangent here. I never knew that the place right across from the McClure, the travel agency,
Uniglobe?
I never knew that was a thing. I never knew that you could walk in there and say, "I want to do this," and then they'll plan the whole thing. I never knew that was a thing.
Really?
I never knew that.
You know
kind
what
of a
was in
dying
there?
thing,
You
too.
know what was in there before that?
It is a dying thing,
Hondos?
Matt.
No. Well, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, don't say the shit. I want to see if anybody knows what it is, what was in there. Go around the room.
Wait,
The
wait,
Young
wait.
Bucks.
That
Young Bucks.
used to occupy that building where Uniglobe is right now on the corner.
Does anybody remember what was there?
Was it the
Give me-
the federal building?
Okay, so that's one answer. Tyler?
I zoned out. What building are we talking about?
You probably won't.
Uniglobe Travel Building downtown.
It's across in the McClure.
you know where the
doesn't know.
McClure House
I don't
is?
even know what that
No,
building
you
is.
don't.
Okay, so he's out. So he said the federal building. Jared, what do you say?
I don't know. Is that's where
The Vagabond. Right?
Vagabond?
Yes.
That's what I was going to say.
Yes.
That,
So-
from there.
before that,
Before, well, it's the original
Before
purpose
the
for the building.
Uniglobe?
Yep, original purpose for the building.
I don't know.
And this is going to blow your guys'
Is it a food
mind.
place?
a butchery.
Is it a food place? Mm-hmm.
Matt, you know, right?
Well, I'm trying to think
Chinese.
of what was on the end of there. Well, I know that the Ernie's Corking bottle was like right next
right
to
down,
it, and
down
then
the street from it.
where was Elby's at?
It was on the other corner.
The other corner. That's what I thought, across the street. So
Is-
I don't recall what. I'm sure if you tell me.
And
I'll
actually,
remember.
we made a name, not a good name in Wheeling for this, but it was a McDonald's.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
I was gonna say.
Oh, it was. I remember that. It had an upper deck in it.
Yes.
And we were,
Yeah.
and
Well,
here's
Yeah.
a stat for you, and I'm going to give you some love too,
Absolutely.
real quick. We were, I think, the only city in America to have fucking 2 McDonald's close.
Yeah.
Warwood,
Yeah, Warwood
and
and
downtown,
Wheeling.
and downtown
Yeah,
Wheeling.
how could that even
No
be possible?
way.
And actually, real quick, being a Wheeling Central grad, we used to be able to go down.
Walk
we
at
used to-
lunch, they said you could
go
go.
down, and we were actually my freshman class is what kiboshed that they had a second level of
ruined it?
McDonald's.
Yeah, it was upper
I
deck.
wasn't part of it. There was an upper deck, and there was a fucking full out food fight at lunchtime. And this is no exaggeration. Some older gentleman got slapped in the side of the head with a cheeseburger called Doc Vigiletta. That we're never
Done?
able to go down ever again.
He's ruined it for your generation.
for
Sue.
everybody.
They said our teachers used to talk about at lunchtime, you could go walk around, do whatever. People would go to the roof, smoke cigarettes.
The McDonald's in Warwood, that used to be where the
The air gas is.
air gas. Yeah,
And that
that's
was a
what I
great
thought.
McDonald's
Yeah.
too.
No doubt. Crazy. There's your
Yeah,
tidbit.
geez, yeah,
Wow.
good recollection there. I like
I
that.
might do a
I would've never
cheeseburger
guessed
tonight.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
You're not drunk enough for that.
That's a little bit of history going on. Hope you learned something. Go get your Goodyear tires. Go get.
Don't break into the Watergate complex.
Give a thank you to King Jon. Do everything. Anyway, let's wrap it up here. We got a couple minutes left. Soup's got to go do his laundry, and then we will
take
be back.
a bath.
We will be back here next Tuesday. But hot pit cold mug to be changed. Again, I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to sound like an idiot, but I want people to interact with us. So either on social media or send us a damn email at contact@thepineroompodcast.com. Give us anything. If it's an idea about what we should change the hot pit cold mug to. If it's an idea of what you want us to talk about, what you want to see us do, whether it's eat food, dress up like pirates or something, I don't know. Anything. Just give us ideas. I want to see some stuff come
Nick in his wood chopping uniform.
Exactly. Yes.
Solid uniform, by the way.
Yes.
Solid.
But that's contact@thepineroompodcast.com, and then that's social media is at the Pine Room Podcast.
You don't have to. No, don't.
No, just on the bottom.
I just the bottom.
Oh yeah. But yeah. So. Let's roll into hot pit cold mug again to be changed this week. Thankfully, sponsored by Vicelli Pizza.
Yummy.
We actually ate that 2 days ago. Is that 2 days
Jarrett
ago?
came and got it Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
Phenomenal pizza.
Stop by the
Great
vet,
pizza.
said hi,
We got a pie and
They got good sandwiches
bacon
too.
cheddar bites.
oh, I
and
got some mango habanero boneless wings.
Oh, those are good, Job.
Their
Very,
buffalo
very
chicken
I was
pizza is the
sweating
real
my
deal
ass
as well.
off.
Buffalo chicken pizza.
Anybody get the mac and cheese?
No, that's too heavy. I want to watch my
You guys
figure.
had that the night I wasn't here.
Yeah. But we sponsored by Vicelli Pizza. Go see Vicelli.
Those Vicelli bites are
He doesn't actually work there.
Vicelli himself.
Yeah, Vicelli. Yeah, go see him. They got a couple locations around, so depending on your area, go find them. They got a bunch of cool stuff on the menu. Go, as Nick says, get exotic.
How far does Vicelli's reach regionally?
I think they're in New York. I think
they do go up because I've seen them in northern Pennsylvania and I don't know how much.
I didn't know that it was
not
a national chain, but like a regional
Yeah, like a
chain.
regional.
I mean,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and what was Vicelli Pizza? I googled it. I think it's been around since it's way early 1900s. But what do you think? What do you think is the first pizza chain ever to come out of the United States?
Pizza Hut.
I used to know this.
Wasn't Domino's?
I was going to say Domino's.
Well, the very. It depends on what you're. Are you just saying first people that sold pizza?
Well, like a chain, like something that turned into a chain, like Domino's.
Chain pizza, yeah. Pizza Hut was the first one, at least that I remember. That when I watched a couple of those History Channel shows about food, they were the ones that they kind of gave the credit to about revolutionizing pizza, like the first always available pizza. Yeah. But I remember, Jeff, you and Chris, you probably remember this. Remember when Domino's made the big kick to be like the first delivery pizzas?
100%.
And they were like, if you don't get it in a half an hour,
30 minutes or less.
That was like a huge thing.
If you don't get it at a certain time.
You guys are spoiled now. You guys have no idea what it was like when we were kids. When we got, it was like a big deal. You didn't have very many options.
And remember, you got to avoid the noise.
Avoid the noise,
damn it.
I remember all those commercials about 30 minutes or less.
Yeah.
There was one where
you got it for free.
This guy and a girl in bed, and they were about to do the fun stuff. And he's like, okay.
He had to order a Domino's.
Yeah, he goes, all right, we got 30 minutes till the pizza gets here. And she goes, well, what are we going to do for the other 28 minutes? That's always stuck with me.
That's awesome. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one.
Joe, here's
still a hot pit cold mug. Wait, go ahead. What were you saying?
Lombardi's right here, established in 1905. This says that it was Lombardi's in New York was took credit really for the first pizzeria in the United States. So.
A lot of those places in Little Italy in New York, there was a bunch of them up there. But the only Italian people ate them. It's just like the Subway sandwiches. Like those were just in Italian neighborhoods. Nobody even knew they were there.
Yeah.
And now look at it.
All right, Chris, I know you got something good for us.
I was going to real say, because Vicelli Pizza, you can find them. That's 2149. That's in Market Street in Wheeling. You can also find them in Moundsville. You can also find them in Washington, PA, and Steubenville, Ohio. So you'll see down below here, down below the desk, you'll see the little graphic come up. You can see their numbers and get some delivery.
Yes,
get some
very
pizza.
good stuff.
Get some pizza.
Stuff.
Anyway,
Really
Chris,
good.
what do you got for us?
Oh, can I do a hot pit?
Start
Go
the
ahead.
anger,
Okay,
Chris.
all right.
Get the blood pumping.
Okay, well, I'm going to go to the White House, and we're going to talk about our press secretary, the new one.
Dude, I'm so glad you're bringing this up.
God.
Go ahead.
Okay, I saw this just a day or two ago.
I thought it was a mistake when I read it.
Oh,
what you're going to say.
Well, I mean, the previous one, I mean, just lie after lie. At least she did seem to be a little bit more prepared. But the last thing that I had seen from her when she was asked a question about baby formula, somebody asked if there's been an update, and she just froze up and didn't really. She goes, "Well, I think we put out an update a week or two ago, but and then she's just leafing through her notes and you know what it reminded me of, being back in school and just studying for parts of a test, and you're hoping that the teacher, please don't ask me this question, don't call on me, and it was like they asked baby formula and she knew she didn't have an answer. She's trying to look for an answer, can't find it. And it's just, it's an embarrassment. It is an absolute embarrassment that she just can't come up with an answer. She's looking for the answer in her notes, and
it's kind of been a hot topic too. She should have been,
because baby formula, there's a shortage. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're talking baby formula. We're not talking fucking widgets. We're talking baby formula that's been in the national news every day. Yes. People are going without. They're having to make do this and that, and she's got to leaf through her shit. Once again, I just think that we're in the United States of America, and that is the president we have, and now that's the press secretary we fucking have. With all the smart people we have in this country, that's what we got. Stupid. Crazy.
Right. Yeah. So it just leads me to a quote that I saw today that just kind of basically sums up like her and the rest of the administration. You can't leave those who created the problem in charge of the solution.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's true.
Right, Chris.
I read that too, dude. That's solid. That's a very solid statement.
It's just an embarrassment.
Yeah. No end in sight. One idiot replaces another.
Exactly.
Jen Psaki to this idiot.
Yeah,
exactly.
Literally.
There are no King John.
All right.
King John.
That's what I got.
All right. Who wants to hit us off with another one?
I got one.
All right, Jeff.
I've had a lot build up since I haven't been on here
Jeff,
a couple weeks.
He's 10 up.
But this is a little bit later, but I'm still going to say it. Since we're a sports show, we've talked about NIL a million times. Our country's lacking so many things, but definitely, in my opinion, we're definitely lacking respect and class. I don't know how you guys feel about those two words, but I'm a huge believer in both of those words.
Totally.
So back to the NIL side of things. That Jordan Addison from Pitt, I don't know if you guys read this. When he was time for him to exit stage left out of Pitt, him and his family all dressed up in USC gear to go kind of clean out his locker, to kind of walk around campus, this and that. I don't know how you feel about that. I mean, teach their own on this NIL bullshit, but at the end of the day, Pitt is what gave you your first opportunity.
Yes.
And for you to go in, and you did blood, sweat, and tears with the people in that locker room, and you're going to go in and jack them around with your family and your new USC gear because they could afford you more than Pitt could. To me, I hope Jordan Addison never sees the NFL. I don't wish hurt upon anybody, but I hope he has a fucking horrible year at USC. Fuck the Trojans, number one.
Yes.
But I just think it's absolutely ridiculous that somebody would roll in like that and do that to their teammates, people that recruited him. Absolutely a lack of class and a lack of respect. Fuck you, Jordan Addison.
And shame on his family, too, for
say,
being involved in that.
Isn't there somebody
But there you go right there. Why he is the way he is because of that. Because people show that example.
Is there anybody
they think that's okay
that's attached to them that says, "Hey guys, let's tone it down. That probably isn't a good look." And so you're right, Buck.
Instead of parting on good terms, the respectful way. Totally agree, Jeff. And I'm going to go ahead and add to it. I hope Notre Dame takes him out below, low blow.
You can say that.
Stretcher him off.
No.
So.
My thing is, what about your coaches, man? That's like
your teammates. That's
your teammates.
Yep. How can you do that to your teammates?
Well, because you said he put in blood, sweat, and tears with these people. But what about all the people that put effort into him? What about all the people that believed in him?
Some wide receiver coach.
And you know what? If I was on the receiving end and I was USC now, I'm not going to lie. I'd have to revisit myself. I know he's a talent, but here's the deal. There's a lot of kids that can run fast and catch the football.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, if I was USC, I'd maybe look at myself and be like, you know what, guy, I think we've changed our mind.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be so good.
It would be so awesome.
We changed our mind.
Yeah, we changed our mind.
That's good, man. Two hot ones right off the bat.
Good job, Jeff.
Soup?
I got a cold mug.
Oh, boy.
With the power being out, this is something that I think we need to normalize more of.
Oh, boy.
There was so many red lights that you're stuck at for so long. Today, when the power was out, there's no traffic.
Incredible.
But you got to have the respect that Jeff was just talking about. You got to wave on your fellow friend, like I mentioned last week, and then they got to wave back to you. There's got to be.
There was so much of it today at red lights where you're stuck at for 2-3 minutes.
That was nice.
I wasn't late anywhere today. It was incredible.
It's perfect. You just wait for the one car to go through the intersection, and you can just keep.
So there's my cold mug.
I like it.
At least once a week, just shut all the stoplights off.
Normalize.
Late on a Friday night would be a great time.
Soup power outage.
Power outage. Just those stoplights.
The car accidents would just shoot through the roof.
You say that because it's one day, and then we look, it's 3 months of no traffic lights, and like it'll just be piles of just rubble on the side of it.
Cars on the side
Carnage.
of the road every day.
Yeah.
Well, Soup, I guess we're at the mercy of the aliens, right?
Yeah, right.
Cool.
Chris, I'm telling you, they're coming for you next.
All right.
You have
Chris is gonna
nothing?
be.
I just have a story today about my new phone.
Okay.
It's a really dumb story. I'm not gonna lie, but the guy was helping me get my phone, and he was talking about, man, I'm hungry. And my mom was like, well, we're about to go to Panera Bread. He's like, yeah, well, that sounds good. She's like, you want something? He's like, I wouldn't mind. So Jesus. While he's like hooking up my phone, we go to Panera Bread. He's like, make sure you don't get tomatoes on that too. So we bring him back a sandwich.
Balls on this guy.
Yeah. Nice guy, but I was like, wow. Never thought I'd be going to Panera Bread.
Did he give you a discount? Did you get something from it?
No, he just got a...
Well, that's very nice of you and your mom.
That was honestly, that was very sweet. But I agree. You know what? So please make sure. Don't put no tomatoes on it. How about you pick it off, fucker?
I'll take whatever I get.
Yeah, I'm working a fucking boring job.
That should have been your hot pick.
Well, I'm conflicted because
you handled it right. He wasn't a cool. I mean,
he did help you.
Really nice guy.
He did nice service and he was nice, but geez, he pushed it.
Don't give him slack. No,
that's awesome.
Fuck that guy.
You seem like you know him or something.
That pisses me off. That pissed me off.
What if he was
to ask specifically how to have something on your food? No.
What if he was having a bad day, Jub?
I don't care whether he's having a bad day.
He didn't want to have tomatoes. He was having a bad day.
His mother's going out of her way 100%. To get a worker who she owes nothing to, who she's already spending money for him to work.
What was his tone of voice?
Lack of respect.
The guy, was he like, can you please no tomato, or was he like, don't put any tomatoes on it?
I mean, it wasn't like, hey, bitch. Like, he just said, can I get no tomatoes on that?
No, see, no, absolutely not. Number one, if she asked that, he should say no. Number one. And then,
you're right.
Because we were at
what would his superiors think of this?
I hope he gets fired.
I really hope he does.
Lord, he might be a nice kid. I don't know.
So we went up to Washington, PA a couple months ago to get our phone screens fixed. And there was a guy that worked, I can't think of his name, was Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
It might have been Kevin, but he was a really cool dude. Big guy, really cool dude. He was awesome.
What store was this at?
AT&T.
Okay.
And we offered him food. We were like, hey, we're going to go get burgers. You ever been to this place? Or you ever been to Red Robin? He was like, yeah, I like Red Robin. So we were like, do you want us to get you something? And he up and down. No. I don't want anything. Don't go do that. Don't do that. But we went out because he was so humble about not wanting anything. We went out. We didn't get him a burger, but we got him like a little thing of cookies and brought him back, and he was very appreciative of it. So if he would have reacted like that, I wish he would have got a promotion. But now I hope he gets canned, and I hope he's panhandling down at Perkins.
In his defense, we offered, but like...
Yeah, but still, he should have been like, you know what, thank you, but I'm okay. Because then I know your mother would have still gotten him stuff anyway if he said no.
Yeah, she would have.
Yeah, but no, that dickhead has to say no tomatoes.
I love it.
Where was that? Where was your guy at, Tyler? What store was that?
AT&T. I don't want to get too specific.
No. Yeah, no.
That's like
He's
a monster.
No. I was just something just flashed up. Some child. Let's see.
Start a protest outside of AT&T.
Teen mom alum passed away at 28.
That's what I was just looking at.
R.I.P.
Rip.
Wow.
Yeah, flashing news flash. I can't say I watched the show.
Real
so
quick,
I don't know
that
anything
should be a
about it.
topic next time too. We'll bring that
Teen
back.
mom?
Yeah, I mean, here's the deal: we're supposed to bring in awareness, and they keep on having 36 fucking kids. I mean, that's not the purpose of the show.
We're glorifying it.
Yeah, we're glorifying.
I think that's gross.
Social media.
It is gross.
It is.
I think it's gross.
Yeah, we're supposed to.
Now it's like, hey, spread your legs at 13. You'll be on TV. You'll be rich. There
exactly
you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Life's.
Wish I would have knew that when I was 13.
Well, it wouldn't work for you, Cools. You might be on the wrong end of that.
Except for Soup. Soup's pregnant, so we're good,
Yeah,
right? Isn't
yeah.
that what she said?
Wait, how'd that even come?
I don't know.
You're
that craving.
Bananas, honey.
Tell them about that craving.
Oh, yeah, my bananas, honey, and granola. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, but men can get pregnant now, right?
Yeah. You're right. There's no such thing as men. I forgot about that. We're non-binary, right?
Oh, boy.
We were talking about the other day in my house. What's the movie? I can't remember.
All this because Cooley brought up fucking Panera Bread.
Bring it back in. Bring it back in.
I don't have anything. Did anybody else have
I know,
anything?
Jarrett's
Jarrett's got one. Let's wrap it up with Jarrett.
I got
Unless anybody, Matt, you got one?
No, you don't want to hear mine. It'll be on. We'll be here in the morning.
Jarrett, your cold mug.
Soup's got to get going.
Jarrett, your cold mug last week is currently 13 episodes in the Cold Mug Hall of Fame with Gary the Rat.
Yes.
That was awesome.
I got a hot pit this time, and I'm really passionate about this one. This, and I understand older folks. I do.
Older folks.
But if you go to the gym and you talk, to go and talk and socialize, fuck you. I'm sorry, but fuck you. I get it, older people go and they like to talk, but if you're sitting around a machine and I'm sitting to wait there, or you're sitting in front of the dumbbell rack and I'm just sitting there, I'm waiting. Please get the fuck out of the way.
Yes.
Get out of the way. Go talk somewhere else. The gym is for people that want to go and work, and that's why I put my headphones in, and I like to be by myself, and when people try to talk to me,
it's terrible.
I'm really
Did
passionate
you
about
say,
this.
excuse me?
I get fired up because it happens to me every day.
That's why you got to go at 5:30 like I go. Or you could swim. You can't talk when you're underwater.
Yeah,
that helps a lot.
True.
What did you and Jub eat for breakfast? You guys just woke up and chose violence
Yeah.
and said, forget it. I'm just going to be...
It's been built up because it happens to me
I
every single
understand,
day. The same dickheads are just going and all they do is talk and maybe go around and do a couple curls every now and then.
I hope next time you're at your gym, someone said, hey, Jarrett, I was listening to the podcast. I'm sorry.
Hopefully they do, and they get the fuck out of the way.
They wise up.
Here, I'll lighten up the mood with a cold mug. Hey, and it's kind of a pun because this has to do with the cold. So ready? Antarctica's Penguin Post Office is hiring.
Wow. So we go from Scottish rats to Antarctic penguins.
Yeah.
All right.
A remote post office in Antarctica is hiring. And if you're good at sorting mail, selling postage stamps, and counting penguins, this job could be for you.
I'm in. Let's go right now.
If you're living in Antarctica, Penguin Post Office.
U.S. Outpost 31.
They count penguins.
I think it sounds like fun.
They keep penguins in track.
And they mail letters.
They track them like sharks.
They keep them in check.
Yeah, tag them.
Yeah, tag them.
The emperors.
Yeah. March of the Penguins. You ever see that movie?
Good.
Happy Feet.
I saw it on IMAX.
I love Happy Feet.
Happy Feet's a good flick.
Happy Feet might be the best film of all time.
It's kind of sad.
Better than Shrek.
It's sad when they kick him out.
When?
And Happy Feet. When they kick him out, like he gets like...
Why? Because he's got
Happy Feet.
Chris, I hope that the Penguins and Jub's talking about fare better than Pete the Penguin.
Oh, yeah, when he died of a...
Did you guys ever hear that? Pete the Penguin was the Penguins' first mascot back in the, the late 60s or early 70s?
67 is
they brought him in. They didn't know that there was a difference between the the South African warm weather penguins and the cold weather ones. And they brought him in on the ice and walked him out before games, and he ended up getting pneumonia and dying.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, then they stuffed him, and then somebody stole him.
Yeah, he was a taxidermy Pete the Penguin, yeah.
What a life.
The penguin got pneumonia?
He got pneumonia. He wasn't used to cold weather. He was a warm weather penguin.
What was his name?
Pete the Penguin. Yeah.
R.I.P. Pete.
Sorry, we ended on a sad note.
No. R.I.P. Pete the Penguin.
Yes.
Post office is hiring in Antarctica. Anyway,
Beautiful.
We will see you here next week, Tuesday.
Hey, you guys are going out of town, right?
Actually, yes. So we will have
Stay tuned.
A pre-recorded kind of...
Just tell them check social media when we're going to post.
We'll keep updated, but we won't miss a week, so there's no off week. So you'll still get your episode on Tuesday. Keep up to date on all the social media. That's at the Pine Room Podcast. We are actually getting our store up and running soon. We are going to be selling some merchandise. You can get everything from cups to I saw shower curtains to pillows to T-shirts to anything. So we're going to get that up and running soon. We got some issues with the cards and the website, but we're going to have it up and running soon. Keep up to date. Again, social media at the Pine Room Podcast. Follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all the stuff that's coming out. On Friday, we'll have our picks for sports, so keep updated with those. Sunday, we'll have the polls on Instagram. And then I think that's probably it till next week's podcast. But the three of us, Cooley, myself, and Jarrett, we will be in Antigua off the coast of...
Safe travels.
Have fun, fellas.
Be safe.
Do everything I'd be doing. Good for you guys.
So you might see some stuff down there.
Maybe we'll try to do a podcast in there.
We'll see. But anyway, it's been a good episode, and we will see you here next week in the Pine Room.
Onward and upward.
Peace.
Goodbye.
Well, it's that time. The coolers are empty, the food's all gone, and the games are over. But that's all right. There's always next week. Follow us on social media to keep up to date with future shows and send any questions, comments, or topics you'd like us to discuss to contact@thepineroompodcast.com. Until then, we'll see you here next time in the Pine Room.